Welcome to the Little Big Bro podcast. My name is Leo, the little bro.
And I'm Hector, the big bro.
And welcome to our podcast where we catch you up with what we've done this past week and tell you our little stories of things that we like, things that might interest you, and things that are probably a little weird. But that's what makes life interesting. But yeah, Hector, how was your weekend? How's this past week been?
My week has been good. So I have been debating on getting these lights for the house, the ones that you can control, like put it around and change the lights and go with music or have different themes. And so I'm having the hardest time picking out which lights to get because I know the brand Goovy, and I got them on the streams, but they're expensive. They're like $160 for like 100 feet, or more than 160. I think it's like almost 200 for like 100 feet.
Oh my god!
So I need at least 2 to 3. So I'm still like, I don't want to spend $600 on getting these little lights. You know, because there's a lot of dark spots in our house, and
yeah,
we have a lot of coyotes, and these would be good to like at least keep them on, so that way when we go out, and they have timers and they can controlled by like Alexa and everything, which is cool. But there's so many different brands. There's all these brands on There's Goovy, there's Smart Live, Luminix, another brand, another brand, and they're like, they all give like 4.3s, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to spend this money and then get the wrong one, but I'm okay if it works okay. It doesn't have to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know what kind of lights you guys have, and because I really want them, and I want them before Halloween, so that way we can set them up and get the little Halloween theme going on. Because I'm sort of lagging on my Halloween decorations. Usually I already have them all out, but I'm putting them out this weekend. So I want to get those lights. I want to order them as soon as I can. So anybody, you guys, please let me know. Leave your little notes, which ones you have and which ones you do like. You know, because I can use some help.
Oh my gosh, I know. On the topic of lights, like right, so like I do photography on the side. And I've always wanted one of those kind of studio lights where you can just kind of, if you're doing portraits of somebody in a space, in like a room, you can just have a light that just like shines on them and it illuminates everything like perfectly. And I was looking at some and I was like, just for the light that you will get for a company, and the company I'm looking at is called Aperture. So just for the light is $700, and for the dome to kind of go over it, so that way like there's soft light that comes from that softens the light, that's another like $250. So I'm like I really have to pay like $800-900 for that setup.
Wow.
Yeah, it feels sad, but I'm like, oh, I kind of would love that. So
if it'd make a big difference, and it's like it sort of becomes worth it.
I think so. We'll see. Maybe I'll just have to do it and just buy it. But we'll see. Well, speaking of doing it and just buying it, that makes sense.
That sounded a little bit weird,
right?
Yes, you go ahead and buy what you're doing or do what you're buying.
Exactly. Well, Hector, technically, didn't you buy your dogs from a shelter? Technically, I don't know if that makes sense.
Not technically. Well, our parents got our old dog, R.I.P. Lucky, from a shelter, and it was actually right before he was. But some of our dogs, we had Cupcake was the actual one of the first dogs that my wife had bought before I met her, and the two of them have been sort of rescued. Like Kimbo was a rescue. I guess they weren't allowed to have a dog, and they were just gonna So someone brought him over to us if we wanted him, and we're like, okay. So he became our only male and our little terror, but we love him to death. And then little Lydia is a Chihuahua Terrier, and she was like, the parents were overbreeding them, and so she was literally the runt of the litter. So when we got her, we didn't even know if she was gonna survive. She was so tiny, and so we're so nervous because we had to literally give her like little milk, and because she was, I think, like 5 weeks when we got her, something like that, or 6, so something. She was really little, and then Willow is the other dog that we only have bought, and we got her from, I think it was this couple's like first litter of dogs. So I don't know if they were actually breeding them or if they were just they just had two dogs, and they just had a litter, because she was in a litter of like 7, maybe about 7 or 8. Almost like the litter our mom's parents had.
Right? I know, right?
Because she has like 7 siblings.
Yeah, that's true. I always forget how many dogs.
Yeah, I forget too.
Yeah, I forget how many dogs, how dogs give birth to so many pups.
Well, I think it depends on the size too, because like Lydia was literally one of 3.
Okay.
Those little Chihuahua Terriers. I mean, it's a tiny dog.
That makes sense.
So, but yeah, they only had 3, and then and they got dispersed through like the friends.
No.
So she still sees her sisters, and they don't get along. I mean, it takes time. They can deal with each other, but maybe not for long periods of time.
Okay. No.
So on that topic, let me give you guys. I'm gonna share a little bit of history lesson. We're gonna jump into some history lessons about our dogs. So I don't know if you guys know, but so we all we have like a good amount of dogs, and like my brother has a little pit bull mix. I think this is an American pit bull mix, or American pit bull. It might be mixed with a lab. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. She's some sort of mix.
And then ours is, we have a Pomeranian, a Belgian Malinois, a Chihuahua Terrier, and we had a little Papillon, which she passed last year in October. So it's almost going to be a year. RIP to Cupcake. But so I'm going to give us a little history lesson of our dogs, and one of them actually has an interesting like lineage, is Kimbo. Really? And so I'm gonna save him for the end, because I don't think people really know too much about, like, they know a little bit about Pomeranians because they're fluffy and feisty, but maybe his origin, we'll see why he's fluffy and feisty.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, nice. Oh, that's interesting.
So one of the origins that I'm gonna say is like our Belgian Malinois, Willow. So they're a medium-sized dog, and they live about like 10 to 14 years. And I believe this is like what Google says is like an estimate, which I always think they can live longer. It just depends on the quality of life that you have. But she usually weighs about like 20 to 30 kilos, which I think translates to about like 60, 70 pounds.
Yeah.
I think something like that. I'm not
right.
I don't do the exact math right now, but so they're like they originate in Belgium, and they're the one of 4 types of shepherd dogs, and they're originally bred for work, for herding, and a good distinction of the Belgian Malinois is their black mask. So they come in different colors, like all black, black and tan. Or like ours is she's a Belgian Malinois and Sable Shepherd mix. So she's got her black face, but then her coat is also sort of like black and brown a little bit, or grayish. she's got a little mix. We'll add a picture so you guys can see our big baby. And they're very versatile. They're very intelligent. They're very loyal, and they're a little bit misunderstood because they look aggressive, and because they look like people use them for the military and they use them for police dogs. They're great dogs, and I think they use them that because they're super intelligent and agile. So they're great, and they love to work. So she's constantly always loves to is ready to go. She's like a little machine. And there's like this nickname that they always give them is a little Maligator.
No.
So when she is not sleeping, she's ready to go. And when she was a puppy, she's ripped apart everything, and she loves biting. No. But they're also a little bit misunderstood because they're not really aggressive. So they're not an aggressive dog. She's super lovable, but they're protective. So if something's happening or something seems like not right, then they start looking like little hyenas, and her fur goes up and everything.
Interesting.
But so that's little background on little Belgian Malinois, and so they're always they're confused with German Shepherds, but they're a lot slimmer and their coat's a lot thinner. Okay. But it doesn't mean that they don't shed, because she says sheds like crazy.
They have to brush.
I actually expected the Pomeranian to shed, but he doesn't really ever shed, which is also crazy.
I think Pomeranians are hyperallergenic.
They can be, but and so our other little dog is a Chihuahua Terrier mix. But so there's different types of terriers. So I think Lydia is I'm gonna sorry if I mispronounce this, but a Carian Terrier. Okay. I think it's Cairiane, something like that. So, but like her Chihuahua.
Yeah. What's that? I like it that you sound like you said Karen Terrier, and all I could think of was like a terrier dog, but with like the Karen hairdo.
No, Lydia's not crazy like that. She's crazy.
Yeah.
So a little bit like an interesting origins about the Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas have like a rich heritage, but it's also like partially unknown. So I heard that the origin is not completely known exactly where they came from, but they say that they might have roots in China, and that they were brought over by the Spanish in trading to Mexico. Like, I don't know if it's like 1,000 years ago, or I'm not sure if that timeline really matches.
Yeah.
But when they came to Mexico, Central America region, they were Aztecs crossbred them with their Tichicha dogs. And so then they were sort of end up not worshiping them, but they were held very high, and that they believed that they also helped them cross into like they would be their guide to the other side, or to the land of the dead. So they would help them cross when they would pass. So, and they became very very like loved. And so, but in the like 1904, their American settlers brought them over to the U.S., and that's when they migrated over to the U.S. and they were introduced. And so they were officially their own breed, Chihuahuas. Oh, and obviously they originated in Chihuahua, Mexico. But when I guess that would be where they originated, when because they officially got their names in 1904 as like the American Dog Breed Society gave them their own name as officialized them, saying like, hey, you guys are Chihuahuas. And they also like basically are the smallest dogs in the world.
Yeah.
So, but they're little feisty machines, and that's the half of our Lydia. The other half is the Carrion Terrier, which is they originate in Scotland, and they're also known for like hunting, like small animals and stuff like that. So, which sees why she likes to go. Like we had little bit of mice come in our house for a little while, and so she was on the mission to go find them.
That's awesome.
Like if you heard anything, she was the first one to get up and go after them.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then Willow would follow along. And then now moving along, we'll go to Leo's dog. We're gonna hop to Leo, your pit bull, your little pit bull mix. So your pit bull, from what I read, it originates their bull. I guess they're like a hurdle, like bull hurdling, and so I guess they would bite these bulls and like hurdle them and like move them around and stuff. And so they are also, because of their stature and strength, they're also like fighting a lot. So, but they're also one of the misunderstood breeds, because even though they have they can be aggressive. I mean, any dog can be aggressive. Our little Chihuahua is aggressive, but they're actually very loving. And then over time, they became nanny dogs. So they're great with families, and they would watch and protect. And so they became a great protection dog. Like my daughter, my wife used to have pit bulls, and there's pictures of literally like daughter like just sitting on its head, and so they're super calm. And another myth that they have is that they have this lockjaw when they bite, and they don't have no lockjaw. It's just the fact that they're biting something and they don't want to let go. They just have very strong jaws, but they don't even have the strongest bite force. Like I think a German Shepherd has a stronger bite force than a pit bull.
I think a Dalmatian too, but I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, the strongest. I think. I'm throwing out numbers, but if you Google it, but I think the pit bull's bite force is like 50, 60 psi. I think German Shepherds are like 60 or 70, and I think one of the stronger ones are like the Cane Corsos and those Mastiffs.
Yeah, the Cane.
Yeah.
That giant dog.
Yeah, I mean they're huge. Some of those dogs fight bears. So, but that's a little cool little history from your little Kaya. And then we're gonna move on to our old dog, our little Papillon had passed, and she's got a little interesting little history. So she's a Papillon, which you don't see Papillons very much. She's a little French dog, and they're a breed of dog that's a Spaniel type. And they're the oldest toy spaniels, and they're Papillon, which means butterfly in French. So it's the biggest characteristics of the Papillons is their ears, because they have this like the little hairs, and it's almost like a butterfly head like with the wings open.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and they live up to 13 to 15 years, and our little one is unfortunately she passed, and she had a little heart condition, in which we think was caused possibly from cavities or bad teeth. So everybody, make sure you clean your dog's teeth. It's just like people that have bad teeth, that bacteria gets in there and could cause something bad. But yeah, she was the smartest little dog, and they've seen little Papillons in those agility tests, and like without training, she was the smartest little dog. She would literally find her way, walk down the stairs, go pee, do her business, and run back up. Like no training needed. It's like she knew what to do.
No, she already had it in her.
And then on final notice, our little handsome boy Kimbo, or Pomeranian. So Pomeranians, they'll live like they're like 12 to 16 years. Again, I think this is just estimates,
Yeah.
because I also heard of like Chihuahuas live up to like 21 years.
That's true.
So I think it's just the way of life. But Chihuahuas, I feel like Chihuahuas have the longest lifespan in all dogs.
That's about right.
So the origins so I find it interesting that I read this, right. So the origins of a Pomeranian, so they're known as a dwarf German Spitz, originating from Pomerania. And Pomerania, I never even knew that was a place. Yeah, Pomerania. So the location currently of Pomerania is actually in German and Poland.
Huh? Oh yeah, check it out on the map.
And so they're a crossbreed of the Arctic sled dog and the small Spitz, which sort of sees why they're so feisty. Because if you see a Pomeranian, like they're always like they're barking, and there's little like small fur of aggressive fluffiness.
That's true. Yeah, they're intense.
So they became popular in Europe in the 19th century, and especially Queen Victoria was one that really liked them, and she had one. She'd always carry one. And so, like, you'll see there's old pictures of Queen Victoria with her holding her Pomeranian, and and so, but I also read that she got the Pomeranians to be bred smaller. So originally, that they were actually much bigger because they were mixed with a crossbreed of Arctic sled dogs. So they were actually like medium size, and then she bred them to be smaller.
Interesting.
Like to the size that they are now. I mean, not the size. Sometimes people like overbreed them, and these little teacups. And I feel bad for the little dogs because they don't live very long.
Yeah.
So she bred them to be a smaller size, and I feel like our Pomeranian is I think he derives. I would love to get a DNA test of him, because I feel like he derives from the Arctic sled dogs, because he's the biggest Pomeranian I've actually ever seen.
That's true. He's pretty big.
He's hefty. He's a big boy, and he's a little aggressive sometimes. Like, but he's the only boy, so he protects the girls. He protects our family. He feels I feel like his inner sled dog comes out when he sees a coyote or some tall guy that he doesn't like his vibe, and he just goes. Other than that, he's perfectly fine. And they're also known for they're super agile. Like they're known for their I think it's like agility and what was it, the agility and obedience tests, like on the what's it called, those dog competitions. So Pomeranians are known for the winning agility and obedience, and they excel at those. And so Kimball's he's super smart. He's he'll know, he loves barking at our fans that stuff comes, but it's if I'm standing there, he's he'll stop himself. He's oh, I know you're gonna give me a treat if I don't do this, so he'll sit there. He's a smart little guy. He's a little problem solver too, because when he sees food, he figured out how to open up a gate and squeeze through, and then he got out.
Of course.
So, yeah, and so that was the interesting little lineage of the Pomeranian that I thought was cool. That and then they obviously they became popular because they're so small and fluffy, and they have huge personalities.
Yeah, they can be.
I feel like our household is always lively because of all our dogs.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, having a dog definitely keeps your house, keeps the place you live a little more active.
Yeah. So
no,
I hope you guys enjoyed the little history.
Yeah, I loved all those facts. All those facts of every dog. Every dog has its own personality, own little bit of history, where it comes from, where you know, what it's been, what
I mean,
it's
you know, it's funny. It's just like our like humans. I mean, we all come from somewhere. We've all mixed with something. We're all
Mhm.
mixed with something else. You know, like I think we're like I mean we're Salvadorian, but like we're mixed with Spanish
Mhm.
and Central American. So I feel like we're mixed with I think our region was it Aztec or Mayan?
I think it was Mayan. Yeah, I think
It might be
Aztec
Mayan.
Mexico area. And I think we're
Yeah.
more Mayan. Yeah. Yeah, we're Mayan.
Yeah, I see. Like, I want to give me that DNA test, and that's another thing too. If you guys suggest because there's so many of them out there now, you guys go ahead and drop a little comment and let us know which type of DNA
Yeah,
test you guys have done or get like the best results.
exactly. We want to know how much Mayan we are. That's so awesome. I love that. I love those facts. That was a great discussion. But yeah, well, hope you all like that. Let us know. Let us know if you have any dogs and what breeds are they, and tell us like fun little facts about them, about your own little pups. But yeah, let's see. Let's go on. Let's skip over. Let's move over to my little topic. And with my topic, I want to bring a question to you, Hector. There,
Yes.
over there.
Okay. Here. I'll take your question. Wait, do I take it this way? There you go. You hand me your question. There you
here
go.
you
Thank
go. Is anime an art?
Yes, it is. I mean, yes, of course. I'm even just baffled by like why people would even like say it's not. I mean, the detail that goes into anime
Mm-hmm.
and 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 just the like if you do like anime from back in the day to like the animation to like I guess American style animation, anime just like was like way more fast paced
Mm-hmm.
and
Vibrant colors.
vibrant colors
Mm-hmm.
and just the storytelling is always amazing.
Yeah.
Like if there's anything with anime is like that they never lack is the storytelling. Rather, you know, I mean it can get you like yes,
Mm-hmm.
like action is awesome,
Mm-hmm.
or you're just like oh my god I'm about to cry,
Uh-huh.
and
Exactly.
then you stop it. You're like I'm literally crying over an
Yep.
anime.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I mean, one of the most recent animes that just really released an episode. It's called My Hero Academia, and like the most
Mhm.
recent episode they released probably is like one of the best episodes of their show, and
Don't
it's season
give me
7.
any spoilers. Don't give me any spoilers. I
Oh,
just
well,
started the first season and I'm literally on episode 4.
it's so good. It's such a good show. Oh, you're gonna love it. But yeah, it's literally season 7, and this episode that just happened, I was just sitting there. I was just like, "Oh, this is why I love this show," and it just hits you. You're just like, "Damn, it's so good. It's so good." It's just like and also like you said, the story of it all like hits. But not only you're seeing that, but then your eyes are just like feasting on just the colors and just like the way things are being animated in it. It's just amazing.
And
It's
I mean like
yeah, it
nothing
baffled me
beats
when
like
people. Yeah,
yeah, nothing beats like an anime fight scene.
no, never.
I've never
Oh,
and you know
super
what? I
crazy.
just recently saw and I have to find where to watch it. But like they have like and I believe this originated as an anime. I
Mhm.
don't quote me on this because I don't know the origin from the story or the comic, but Ninja Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw like there's a new I don't know if it was a movie or show or series for Ninja Batman, and I remember seeing it back in the day, and it looked awesome. So I just got to try and find it to see where because I want to watch it. But like the and I think it's an anime, I think or I don't know if is American anime even a thing.
Technically not, because when you're talking about anime, it's strictly from Japan. So like Avatar: The Last Airbender is it looks like it could be anime, but it's not. It's anime inspired.
Right. So then, like this Ninja Batman, I don't know if it's done here. Then it's basically anime inspired.
Yeah, it's probably more anime inspired. But yeah, I mean, one of the things that like always bothers me is when people say like, "Oh, anime, it's just cartoons," and I'm like, no, like cartoons are things you show your kids when they're little to get through the day, and you would never. There's a lot of animes you should not show to your kids.
Yeah, and I think anime crosses that boundary because I think anime also expresses itself very like provocative. So like
Provocatively, yeah.
a lot of like the anime drawings are very sexual.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and when there's violence, like they don't shy away from the violence. Like Attack on Titan, like things will get eaten by other giant things.
Oh yeah.
They don't shy away from that. And yeah, it's anime. I don't know. It's always hits. It always has like a special place. In technically in our lives too. Like we love anything growing up. We loved anything Japanese. We love like the culture. And
yeah, I even saw this show on HBO, and it was I don't know if it was anime or anime inspired because they show animes right in on HBO.
Yeah.
But Ninja, I told you about it. Ninja,
not Ninja Gaiden.
No, not Ninja Gaiden. Ninja. Oh my god, I can't think of the name, but it's Ninja something with a K. Let me look it up and
Kaizen or Ninja Kaizen or something like that.
Yeah, and that was a great show.
Yeah,
and like I loved it, and it was very. I mean, it gets very violent.
Yeah, I mean
and
another one that's fun. Mm-hmm. Oh,
no, I just want to say that another one that's actually I don't know if it's anime or anime inspired because it's on Netflix. Is Blue Eye Samurai. It was such a good show.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, it's like right. It's literally it looks like it's an anime, but technically it's not. It's not proper anime, but it's pretty much inspired.
The show is called Ninja Kamui.
Kamui, okay,
that's what it was called.
Yeah,
good show. You guys should watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, there's so many animes with different flavors. Like My Hero Academia has like a flavor for somebody. Jujutsu Kaisen is another different one. Attack on Titan is one of the classics, and it's crazy to think after 10 years you can just go on Hulu and watch the entire series. And it's I don't know. It's anime is it's hard. It's when you try to talk to some friends who don't watch anything animated really.
Right.
It's hard to get them to want to watch anime, and you're just like
because they think it's a cartoon. And
exactly,
and they
don't think there's gonna be substance in it, and you're like, you guys are you're wrong. There is a ton of substance
because it's like this is their way of storytelling, and it's adult story. There's an anime there are horror animes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that I heard are really good. And you know what? Who does I think
like Death Note? Death Note's
a good show, but no, there's like other. I think Parasite comes to mind.
Isn't that? Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so and I think Japanese and is it Korean? I think do some of the best horror.
Yeah, they do.
Like the original, like what were the two movies?
Oh, are you thinking about The Ring?
The Ring, that was originally I think Japanese horror.
Let me check.
And what was the other one? The Grudge. Same.
Oh my god, yeah.
Both were redone in American version, but I think I heard that the Japanese version is scarier.
Yeah, it is. So it's like,
So, but they do great storytelling. But this is just basically an anime, and people have a hard time, or I don't know if it's stubbornness, and they're like, I don't want to watch cartoons. I'm an adult. I don't do that. But
it's the worst. That's the worst
you
excuse.
know, and it was like, but then when they actually do it, they're like, oh, that was actually really good.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard. It's like how you kind of have to cater an anime to a specific person that you're talking to, because it's really hard. Like if it's very hard recommending an anime like Attack on Titan to everybody, because you kind of have to be in like a mindset of like,
Yeah,
you're gonna watch a very depressing story, but the story you're getting is just like it's literally about humanity. You just gotta watch it.
and like Demon Slayer is a good show. And again, I haven't like
Demon Slayer is a good one, yeah.
my daughter has finished it, and I've started it, but I'm notorious for starting them and not to finish it because some anime are so long, like a One Piece, isn't it? One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
I hear the story is amazing, but there's over 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, 1,000. I don't have time to watch 1,000 episodes.
No, I want to, but I can't.
I mean, if it's I feel like I need to do the audio. If there's an audiobook of this, I'll hear it.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I got into more anime, or I got into anime pretty much young. I think it was before you even showed me any, like on Saturday morning cartoons, like in the little cartoon hours, on Saturday mornings. Part of those shows, they had like Dragon Ball was one of those shows. Yu-Gi-Oh was one of those shows, and they were animes.
Right.
And,
Pokemon isn't
Pokemon, yeah, Pokemon for sure, yeah. And those are definitely more catered to kids, and they have fun little stories, but they're a little more kid friendly. And it was until like I think you might have shown me Attack on Titan, and I was like, oh,
I think I did, and I think I think you took over it.
Yeah,
because I think we caught up together, and then after like 3 seasons or 2 seasons, and then all of a sudden, then you took off, and I don't know why I didn't continue watching it.
Oh my gosh, after Avatar: Last Airbender, that's gonna be the next rewatch for us.
Yeah. Well, but everyone got into my daughters got into it too. Both of them, and they're both like, my youngest one's was really into Demon Slayer recently, and then right now we started rewatching. Or no, she's watched a lot more than me, but she started rewatching together. Oh my god, what was it called? The Hero Academia.
No, it's so good. You're gonna love it.
I know, I'm already enjoying it. It looks like it looks good.
Oh yeah, the world that you're put into it's such a great fun world. Thinking of like everybody's a hero, or like the whole population of the world, like 80-something% is hero. It's kind of like a crazy concept, but it's like really fun. Yeah, it's hard. It's everybody. I feel like everybody needs to watch like an anime to get into it. Like,
and then when you go to like an anime expo, the artwork that goes into that is amazing. And then I feel like there's a competition because like you don't want to compare your like cartoon to anime, because when they make it into an anime, it becomes better.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but it's true. Like the X-Men cartoons were amazing, but then when you get the Wolverine, the anime Wolverine,
oh, that was good. That was very interesting.
Yes, and then the anime Tony Stark.
Yeah, those are good. The animation was great. The story could have been better, but the animation was great.
Yes, and that's what I mean. I don't think they want to compare themselves to that, like in the same category, because then they're gonna have a there's gonna be too much competition, so they
Yeah.
have to like separate it into like
Yeah, but you know what's
animation
really
and
cool?
anime.
Yeah, you know what's really cool though? Like there's more anime inspired shows that are being created. Like a new anime. I don't know if it's anime from Japan that made it or it's anime inspired, but it's on Netflix. Terminator
Oh, I
is on.
started watching that. It's
Yeah,
so good.
yeah,
It's
it's
really good.
amazing. And they're another one that's anime inspired or anime. I'm not sure. Is Laura Croft, like Tomb Raider.
There's a Godzilla on Netflix. Godzilla's 1, 2, and 3.
Oh yeah,
Those are really good.
those are definitely from Japan, but those are like, yeah, 3 movies, and you're just like, oh, it's
There's one
very
on
great.
Hulu that's called Power Rangers,
Yeah.
and it's got a
Oh
good.
yeah, it is. Go
And I
Go
start
Rangers, Super Rangers, something like that.
no, yeah, Stupid Rangers or no, Stupid Rangers.
No,
Go.
Super Rangers or something like that. Like Go something Rangers.
Yeah, it's not. It's Go, not Power Rangers. Go something. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's really good, and it's got a little spin to it. They're Power Rangers that they're everybody knows who they are, and so they're like celebrities,
Mm-hmm.
and like I think the evil people that they fight,
Are like
like
they are their slaves in a
yeah,
way.
but they're like in this other planet and everything, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't really die, and so they just go back up to like after they're defeated, and they just recoup, and then they
Yeah.
try and fight them again,
Yep.
and so but it's got a good story to it, and I've only watched like 2 episodes because I started watching it a long time ago, and then that was like I caught up, but I
Yeah.
haven't gone back into it, but it's got a good. So far, it's got a good story. So I mean, now
Mm-hmm.
that I'm reminded, I'm gonna go jump back in to finish it. But yeah, you know what? I get frustrated when people say like it's not it animation is not art or anime is
Yeah.
not art
Yeah.
because it is. I mean, if Disney,
Can
if
make like
like
inside out,
if you
inside out
consider
too.
that art,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
anime is art. And
Yeah.
I'm not hating on Disney because Disney's they wonderful job with like animation, the drawings, the backgrounds, and everything,
Yeah.
and the colors and all that. But then it's like you can't not give credit to not give their props to anime people
Mm-hmm.
that just do just as good of work, but it's a different style, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The stories are still there. So yeah, I guess our point is art. Art. Our point is anime is art, and you got to give
Art is
anime a
art.
chance. You got to give anime a chance.
You gotta get.
There's like one anime always for like one person. You'll like something. But yeah.
They even have little love animes,
Mm-hmm.
what's it called? Like romance or like crushes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can
Like
even
I think
Sailor
me and my
Moon is
daughters
even
were into one
anime too.
called Nana.
Nana.
Yeah, and it's like a rock band, and then a girl, and then like they're both named Nana.
Yeah.
One's
Oh,
and
there's even sports animes. Like there's volleyball ones, there's basketball ones. I think there's soccer ones too. Blue
there's
Lock.
the water polo one. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Literally an anime for anybody.
there's an anime for everything.
Yeah. So
It's hilarious.
yeah. So hope you like our our little.
We'll put a little list of our top of our top
Ooh,
animes, so you
yeah.
guys can check them out, and then please let us know of any other ones that you guys think of that we might like
Exactly. Yeah. We'll put it
or that
down in
we
the
should check
comments.
out.
Top fives. I'll put my top five. You'll put your five that you like. And yeah, let us know. Let us know what you all like. And thank you for hearing our rant. Anime is art.
And
Speaking of
then
art,
nah, not art. It wasn't art. I mean, it was comical at times,
it was
but
comical.
so bringing up to more of a current affair is what just recently happened was the vice president debate.
Yeah.
With Vance and Walls.
Yep. And
And
surprisingly, they actually kind of liked each other.
yeah, and you know what? It was not what I expected, because especially going from like the VP, like obviously they don't like each other. You know, Kamala
Yeah.
didn't
Different teams.
show it like Trump does. Like I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Trump can't hide what he feel. His feelings go. You can tell what he's expressing, how
Mm-hmm.
he feels, and you know. But so it was like a civil debate. Like literally talked about something, and it looked like they even like agreed with each other at times, or several times
Several
actually.
times.
Like a lot. I think they
Yeah.
agreed with each other too much that you had to think. You're like, are you guys running against each other, or are you guys running with each other?
Exactly. Are you good? Do you guys want to take a cab together after this? Like, go get dinner or something, right? It was nice. It was actually kind of nice. I was like, oh, like this is what debates used to be like.
Yeah, you know what? It was
It was
more
nice.
simple. It was I think not what people expected. So
Mm-hmm.
it was, and and you know what, they weren't arguing, they weren't talking over each other, they weren't, it was just like it was somewhat civil, you know. And
Yeah,
I mean, on a personal opinion, I think like Waltz did better than Vance. I feel like Waltz
I think a little bit. Yeah.
answered more questions, and Vance sort of deflected a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more when it came to stuff. Wouldn't really give like strict answers, but they both talked about topics. They both had their own, you know, their time to.
Mm-hmm.
They had their each little moment of to shine without having to worry
Mm-hmm.
about someone interrupting him or talking trash to the other person, you know.
Yep.
And they were just like literally, you know, what I did think is funny, and someone pointed out, was because I was looking at his face and it just looked really familiar. Because sometimes Vance would like when Walsh was talking, Vance would do this look, like he
Mm-hmm.
would turn his head, and I was like, and I was looking, it's like it looks weird, it looks a little bit weird, but I was like, why does it look familiar?
Uh-huh.
Until I saw in one of these newscasters, um, what's I'm trying to remember her name because I've listened to her a couple times.
Uh-huh.
But so she pointed out that exact same look, and and I don't know if I know the younger people that are listening probably won't know, but it was Rachel Maddow
Uh-huh.
that pointed out. So there's like back in our days, there's this little squirrel, like a little squirrel that you'd see, like the little shock squirrel, like
Uh-huh.
something. And so he looked just like it. And she put a picture of the squirrel because it was like in the 90s. So it's like,
Yeah.
like they put the squirrel's expression, which is like this. And then Vance, anytime and it looked just like him, and it was hilarious.
Oh.
So
Poor
props to Rachel Maddow for for bringing that comparison up, because it was hilarious.
That's
But
great.
you know, I think it was a good debate.
Yeah. You know
I
what's
think
funny?
they, huh?
I kept seeing online, like people were saying what was this debate? This wasn't like exciting. This didn't have any like crazy things the other one was saying or blah blah blah. Like it was so boring. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, most of these debates are usually boring because they're talking about facts and what they're gonna do in their presidencies and stuff like that. Like it's not meant to be a show.
Yeah,
It's
and I think
politics. Politics are boring,
but
but
I think that's the issue nowadays. People are expecting a show, and
yeah,
it's
it's
not
not.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be literally boring facts of what, unless you're excited to know what they're talking about and
Mm-hmm.
excited to about those topics, then you'll be excited to listen. But
Yeah,
if you're not really interested in what they're talking about, then it's gonna be
it's
boring,
boring. Yeah,
you
which
know.
is
And I
okay.
mean, it's not a show.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people are confusing, because like, you know, I don't know if we've lost what's it called, our our fear factor, or not or like, you know, when when you see too much violence, and then you're just like, oh yeah, just more violence.
Oh, desensitized.
Yes, we've been desensitized,
Mm-hmm.
desensitized, uh, to like violence and like
Yeah,
and craziness that we're just like, if we don't see it, it's boring to us,
yeah.
you know.
It's
And I think it's like, and I'm all into like, I love uh violent sports or like fighting, but it's not.
Mhm.
I shouldn't call it violence because I don't think they're violent, because
Mhm.
you're not
Those
trying
rules.
to kill your opponent. You're
Yeah,
fighting your opponent. You're fighting them to beat them. Yes,
yeah,
sometimes you give them a beat down severely,
yeah,
but not more than what they can take, because they keep on getting up. You're
yeah,
not beating them once they're done and they can't no more,
yeah,
because it's literally you stop.
yeah.
So it's like, but it's a sport. People that view view action sports as violence.
Mm-hmm.
They want violence,
Yeah,
but the sport is an art. You know,
yeah.
like for example, Muay Thai
Mm-hmm.
is a sport, and it's literally the art of 8 limbs. It's
Mm-hmm.
an art. It's an art form. You know, it's a combat sport. You know, same with
Yeah,
MMA. MMA is mixed martial arts. It's a combat sport. But I feel
yeah.
like we've been desensitized. Oh, I don't know why I
Mm-hmm.
can't I say that word today. That's the word of the day right there.
Right.
And and you know, we expect to see all this chaos. And so when there's not chaos, it's like, oh, this is boring. But life is supposed to be a little bit boring. It
Exactly.
can't be always go, go, go.
Exactly. It's and especially with politics. Like I don't feel like that. I don't feel like people need to look at politics as like war. Like you have to destroy your opponent on the other side, and it's like not necessarily. Like politics, at least at the I feel for me, at least for the basis of politics is like you have your values, and your opponent and your other people have values, and it's not about like, we have each one of us has our own set of values, and that's it. Like I feel like politics should is supposed to like bridge the gap between two people with two different values, see like the things that are different and similar on both sides, and like come to an like understanding of those differences together. Like that's the whole point.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
I,
people are
I,
gonna have their views. You know, there's
mhm,
gonna be one on one side that's very all the way on that side, and one on the other side that's very then, and then you want them to and come into
come
an
to an agreement.
agreement,
Hmm.
but not for themselves. You want them to come in agreement for other people that'll be better.
Exactly.
Because if one person thinks like, oh, we should live this way and it'll be better for everybody, and one disagrees saying no, we should live this way. Well, that's where
There's
the mutual agreement comes, and we're like, okay, like
there's a
how they
middle
did with,
ground there.
yeah, there's a middle ground, like how they did with I think in the topic they both agreed that obviously the shooting in schools is bad. That
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
so they actually agreed that, like, both of them saying, you know, saying like, yeah, I agree with you. Again, they agreed with each other a
yeah,
lot.
exactly.
But
They
yeah,
agreed
like,
on that.
kids shouldn't be worried about going to school and worried about being shot, which
Hmm.
obviously is agree. But their disagreement is on the way on how to manage that.
Exactly. And I think
So
Vance wanted more security in the schools, while Waltz wanted more
restriction on
regulation
guns or
on the
background
gun,
checks. I mean,
which
they
is
honestly,
okay. And there's
yeah, which
probably some sort of like middle ground that both sides can figure out, which is
and
it's
and and
I
and
think.
they're literally not trying to take guns away. And
Mhm.
I'm all for. I mean, I feel like if you can drive a car, then you should be able to do the same process to get a gun. I mean, you have
Yeah.
to have a license to drive a car. You have to
Mhm.
take a test to drive a car. I mean, it should be the
Mhm.
same thing. And Waltz made a great comparison to Switzerland. I think it was Switzerland, but they have a huge gun
I
to
think
person.
I think it's
Is it Norway?
I think Finland.
Finland. Yes, correct. Finland. Yes.
Yeah, Finland. Yeah.
So, and they have a huge gun to person ratio in Finland. And I think one of the guys from the Daily Show or something went and interviewed people, and they were cracking jokes, and because they were shooting guns next to cattle.
Yeah.
And like I guess and so he's like, you never think about shooting the cattle, or just it's right there, just knocking it over. And the kids were like, or I don't know, kids, but the young adults, whatever, they're like, no, like why would I do that? Yeah. Just he's like, you're never worried about going to school and someone shooting you. He's like no. I mean, these thoughts don't even cross their mind. So it's like, it's like they're literally, it's like a sport out there on everything there, but they're, obviously I think because they're a neutral place, so that's most likely why they have to know how to use guns in case they need to protect themselves. But
there's more rules and regulations to follow, like you said, with cars getting a driver's license. Like you learn you have to have a responsibility to have a driver's license,
right?
And it's like at the same time, a gun, you need to be responsible with it. And
yeah, because especially if someone gets one, he's like, okay, well, I can get one, I'll get one, but I've never shot one, and let me, they're gonna injure themselves or someone else. Especially if they don't know the recoil. I think it's the recoil, or like the pressure of shooting one, especially if it's a powerful gun. And so I also got to agree with some of like Vance's points that he's like, yeah, we need security. It's like I think we need both. Like
there's a middle. There's a middle.
The middle would be like get some security now for the time being, until legislation is more secure with getting guns, so that way they have protection, and then they won't need that type of protection in a year or two.
Yeah.
That's
a good way. That's a perfect way. Hey, that's politics.
There you go. I'm a politician now.
We should run.
Just kidding.
Hector Leo.
I'm just kidding.
What was it? Hector Leo 2028. I'm only, what am I, 34? One more year, and then I can start running.
We'll share the chair. We'll get a double chair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a fun debate. Like nothing.
It was good. It was good, and it had its funny moments. To me, the funniest thing is like them agreeing with each other so much. Like,
yeah, it was perfect.
But it was a debate. It was completely unexpected, and I think it was a good debate. I think it was good to hear both sides. They both got to speak. They didn't have to. No one got interrupted. They each said their side. I mean, I feel like Vance was still a little bit like he got a little bit like he deflected. He didn't want to awkward because he didn't want to answer some questions, or like sure. It's so weird that they always say like no he lost the 2020. I mean, obviously he lost. Obviously Trump lost.
That question, yeah.
It's so ridiculous. He's obviously lost because he's not president, but there's still people that think that he's president.
Yeah, that's true. It's weird. It's odd. I mean, Walt's also got a little tripped up on like his time in China, where they asked, like, were you there at this time? He's like, well, I was there during the protests. Blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, okay. Like, well, I probably it's been years, so who knows if I don't remember.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like an honest slip up. I mean, he's like, go ahead and ask me when I was in Thailand. I was like, I know there was a hurricane that happened, and I mean, something happened, and I mean, I would get the time mixed up.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's nice. That's what sometimes that's what these debates need to be. Just kind of like common ground. They find common ground. There's things that they disagree on, but it's chill. It's not. It doesn't have to be all crazy things like
Doesn't always have to be a show.
They're
It's
eating
not
the
a show on
cat.
The Apprentice.
Exactly. I'll send you a link. I watched a video today. I think it was the Daily Show. They took what was it? Oh, insult the comic dog. Remember that? You remember the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did literally a segment and had him
Is
go.
it the little black dog?
Yeah, with the cigarette.
With the cigarette, yeah.
I'll send you a link because it was, and I'll put it down here too. Like it was really funny. I was like, oh, I have not heard that in a long time.
It was the funniest thing. Yeah. Put the link on it. Let everybody watch it. Yes.
But yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see if this is the last debate before the election. What we got? My God, we only have like a month.
Yeah, something like that. Like but
yeah. You think we'll get one more debate before the election or no?
I don't think Trump's gonna do it. I don't think he'd want to risk getting embarrassed. He's too worried about himself or about like his look.
Yeah.
Even like I just heard like today that his wife is against his abortion policy.
Oh yeah, I read that too earlier today. I'm like,
he's like, I think every woman should have a right to choose. And yeah, you know what? Good for her. Because you know what? And couples are allowed to have different opinions, but good for her for choosing the right one. Because why are we trying to tell women what to do with their bodies? Like literally,
bunch of guys.
What do they tell men to do? They don't force us to have a what's it called vasectomy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true.
We're not forced to do anything. We don't even have to sit down when we pee. We can stand and pee at anywhere.
Exactly. We don't.
Why are we trying to tell?
We don't have to pee in the toilet. We can pee in the trash can if we want to. We just choose to pee in the toilet.
But it's ridiculous that we're trying to tell people what to do with their body. Anybody, women or anything. I mean, it's just ridiculous. We live in a crazy world, peoples.
Crazy world. Crazy. Well, I hope you all like this episode. The fun little episode went everywhere and everywhere.
Hope you enjoyed a little knowledge of like our dog's little origins. And please leave comments and any suggestions on maybe what you guys want to hear next.
Let us know if there's a topic you guys want us to just like talk about and discuss, and we'll have fun. We'll have fun with that. But anyways, yeah, join us on the next episode and basically let us know what you think of this one.
All right, drop a comment. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.